Only 5,945 pounds, despite having a nice big super slide for your family. This is a Grey Wolf 26 DBH here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And she's actually back. We sold this to its one and only original owner, and really, by pretty much any measure I can find, she looks to be pretty well maintained and well cared for. So if what you're looking to do is get out of a pop-up or move up to something with a slide out, but you're a little spooked by that brand new RV price tag, well, congratulations. I've got a close to new one at a used price tag here for you. One of the neat aspects of this floor plan, and one of the many features I feel has led to its popularity over the last couple of years, and I need to clean my camera lens. It is so hard when it's raining outside like this to keep that clean. Sorry, folks. But back to the point, is that it is fully travel accessible. You can get to every nook, cranny, bit of storage one way or another. And what's also cool is you can walk clear through the camper regardless of which entry door you choose, whether you choose the front or the bathroom door. You can get clear through the whole camper either way. So if you do need to stop, you need to take a break, you need to sleep, you need to grab a bite to eat, you can accomplish any and all of that all in one fell swoop. As I mentioned when our little adventure began here, this thing is in darn nice shape. It really wasn't used much as a bunk model, and that's the reason that it's here, because you're thinking to yourself, you know, why is something like this really well kept, late model, great, a very popular family camper, what is this doing here used like that? And basically, the kids were old enough that they really didn't camp a lot. And the very rare time the kids did come, they only used the bottom bunk, so the top bunk pretty much hasn't been used. I know it has been used at least somewhat, and I'll tell you why I know that in a little bit here. Nothing super scary. The super slide. We've got our sofa over here. Sofa can jackknife down into a small sleeper. Those are little easy removable floating armrests that just pop out of there. And you can see I've got a very like cinema style fold down armrest. Now over here in the dinette, if you're going to use a bonus sleeper on top of those bunks, this is where it's going to be. And because that'll fold down into a, what is this? It's like 44 inches wide by, I think, 7 foot or 88 inches long or something like that. It is pretty darn big. You also might really appreciate the absurdly large 40-inch dinette drawers that are on both sides of this dinette here. That means that you don't have to disassemble half the dinette to get to your storage, because the storage comes to you. Speaking of storage, let me close that up before I trip over it, which would be funny in a video, mind you. But we've also got a really serious 6.5 foot tall pantry that's a couple feet wide, and I love how it's wide and easy to get to, as opposed to what I call a toothpick pantry, where you've got to go armpit deep to get to something. Now, I've had people trade in a lot of RVs for a lot of reasons, but never because it had too many places to store things and it had too much prep space. Which is why I also appreciate the fact that the owners added these flip-up countertop extensions over here. They did a lot to expand the counter space that the manufacturer provided via both the pressed membrane sealed edge countertops with that big recessed farm sink and the flush mount stove top over here. So you've got, in a half-ton towable, very half-ton towable family camper that's barely been used, that can still qualify for same as new financing, pending your credentials, mind you. Great counter space, great big drawer space. You've got an awesome pantry. You've got huge drawer space below the dinette. You've got amazing cross breeze windows. You got a lot going on in here that you're just not paying the new RV tag for. Now, I mentioned, I know at some point, one of the kiddos seems to have used the upper bed. And I think they had a little oops moment, and I don't think they told mom and dad. Because when I was looking around this camper, I noticed back in this corner, there's a sign here of discoloration. Now that is obviously meaning there's been water right there. So, the first thing I did is I went outside to take a look at the seals, because the first thing I want to know is, how did that get there? And surprisingly, I couldn't find any reason why that water would be there from the outside. I got up here, I started looking at the seals, I started getting real darn close to them, and I noticed everything looks pretty darn good. I can't really see any area here where that would be the cause of the problem. Plus, you can see that rain gutter dripping. You can look around. You can see that there's water everywhere. It's been raining here in southern Michigan for the past 2 or 3 days. This RV has been stored outside during that time period. If there was an active leak, I would know about it because that thing would be damp and soggy right now, and it ain't. So I asked myself, where in the heck did that come from? Because water travels down, so you trace water backwards, and I noticed as soon as we got to the top bunk, it wasn't there. I thought about it. Let's see if I can get this thing peeled back. I peeled this up, and you can't really see it from here. But I crawled up in this bunk, and I peeled the mattress back, and what I discovered is it looks like the kids might have spilled a glass of water or something up there, and it drizzled down that wall. And that's where that little corner signature stain seems to have come from. Because it is solid, it is dry as a bone right now, and like I said outside, it is raining currently. So if it was an active problem, I'd have known about it. But that's not the case. Now, circling back to something, if the kids happen to spill water, say on the countertop, in the bathroom sink, or on the tabletop here, no worries. As I mentioned earlier, these are all a sealed edge, so they are far more resistant to, oops, kiddo made a mess kind of situations. Now here in the bathroom, this does have a bigger Maxxair vent fan, and like I said, this RV was not used a lot. That's why they swapped it out for a couples rig. And a good signature of that is the fact that that fan is clean, partner. That means that there has not been a lot of use on that. You see, we've got a direct entry bathroom door that does have a deadbolt lock for privacy. Shower has a skylight and surround paneling. I want to point that out because sometimes Cherokees fall into a situation of guilt by association because some of their less expensive, say, cousins under the Forest River banner will do things like when you get to the shower, they won't use a shower wall enclosure. Instead, what they'll do is change to a white wallboard and just give you the visual trick of having a shower surround panel. Cherokee is that like next step up model. The best way I can describe them is they're the GMC versus the Chevy. They're very similar, of course. You know, they are definitely within the family, but they are the higher trim package, like things like the hardwood cabinet door frames that some of the other similar sister series simply don't do. And I got a little bit of water on that camera lens. Sorry about that. Nice skylight there in the kitchen lets in some extra ambient light, although it does have a shade. But this is one of the interesting differences here between a Grey Wolf and a Cherokee. Grey Wolves have above floor slide outs. What that means is that they don't need any carpet here on the main deck. So you have a carpetless main deck. They also use cabinet ducted heating in a Grey Wolf. Those are two of the key differences between a Grey Wolf and a Cherokee, because otherwise they are darn similar. And what that means is this is really kid-friendly, pet-friendly, easy to clean right here. The little entry area shoe garage, I'm always a sucker for features like that because it just helps cut the clutter and it keeps the camper nice and clean. Bluetooth stereo system standard here. Now this RV new did not, and actually still today, this model does not come standard with a TV. The reason being, we have found here at Haylett RV, for the amount of money the manufacturer charges for a small, not good high quality HD TV that this factory brand happens to offer, I can go to Walmart, Target, Meijer, whatever big box store of your choice, Amazon, and I can get a either same size and better quality or bigger TV for the same or less money, even have our guys install it. Now, up here in the bedroom, a couple really neat points I want to point out. So you've got full-length hanging closets, and that means no sharp edges where you can get stabbed in the shoulder when you roll over. Plus, you have side stands with both household and USB outlets on both sides. Now, over here on the door side, you have a nice big viewing window, so that if you do sit up in bed, you can see what's going on your campsite. If one of the kids gets up early and they start, you know, roughhousing with one another outside, or you hear, I don't know, just like a raccoon getting in your garbage, you can shut that down. Plus, you've got dual element blue-white reading lamps right above the bed if you are more of an evening bookworm, or just if you need to see something and you don't want to disturb your partner, you can angle the light as you please. I've walked around her 2 or 3 times. I can't find any point where I feel like I can see, you know, decal peeling, fading, anything like that. The chassis looks good. This thing looks like it was very well kept. Up front here on the nose, it'll stay looking good because that's actually a fully painted aluminum extra thick nose sweep. The nose skin is thicker than the sidewall skin, and what that gives you is better wind deflection and stone deflection. The area of the underbelly with the holding tanks is enclosed. Now you see that baggage door right on the slide out under that awning. Under the window. That goes the back of the sofa right there. That's where that shelf behind the sofa comes from. Holy cow, that speaker is loud today. I'm sure you folks could hear that at home. What I was getting at, though, neat little kick of bonus storage. They're kind of like under the bunks. You can see a nice compartment under the bunk area right there for some additional good storage. Now, this actually has dual outside utility showers. You have one over here sort of as a courtesy rinse station by your sewer dump station. You also have one next to the mini door side, campside, outside kitchenette. That is a 200-pound, I believe, on Cherokee's rated rear cargo rack. The spare tire there does not need to come off, and it has never touched the ground. It's a little bit drizzly today, so I don't want to leave doors hanging wide open. Plus, we saw it inside that this does have a dual entry door on it. Easy push-button power awning makes setting and braking camp and simple and quick, kind of like the power tongue jack. Should you choose to add some HD TV entertainment to your RV, you do have an outside TV mount and station, although your outside speakers will always work. Neat thing too, those speakers are backlit for evening patio use as well. Also, neat little touch. The Cherokee factory for a couple years now has been outfitting their valve stems with these little pressure indicator caps. So if you look at your tire before you leave and your cold tire pressure is below where it's supposed to be, that'll flip from green to red and you go, oh, hey, hot dog, how about that? I need to put some air in this thing. Now, let me see if I can do this one-handed. I believe I left this open. This is the miniature outside kitchenette that is available on a lot of Cherokee and Grey Wolf models, and it extends further than that, but I'm trying to wrestle with an umbrella with one hand and this stuff with the other, and a camera with my third hand that I don't have. So, what do we have here? We've got all the features of an outside kitchen, but condensed down to their purest form. The thing is, though, usually an RV this size, you have to decide, do I get either a second entry door or an outside kitchen? And this one kind of gives you both, really. We've got our, outside cooktop. The second outside shower over here, good for campsite cleanup or, hosing down the kids. Or you've got the little basin there for sink use. Plus, we've got the mini fridge for, Dad's medicine cabinet. Now, I don't want to try to wrestle stuff with one hand again, but we do have anti-slam entry doors. Someone's going to ask, oh, why did they only put 2 steps on this? Well, the answer is because it only needs 2. If you notice, here's a newer wolf pup, which is another member of the Cherokee family. This Grey Wolf that we're looking at is the same way. The tongue, that A-frame, it's integrated directly into the chassis. And that means the whole body of the RV is lower to the ground. What that means to you is that it's not as high when you need to climb in and out of the thing. That also means it has a lower exterior height clearance. And that also means a lower center of towing gravity with reduced headwind exposure. And if I say that more simply, it's just going to tow better because you're going to catch less breeze from the trucks passing you. That's one of a lot of reasons. The Cherokee series of RVs is the one of the very most popular things out there in the entire market today. And we are still darn proud to represent them here at Haylett RV. So here's a neat little time capsule. There's what they looked like only a year and a half ago, and here's what they look like now. And I like both of them. I think that this is, this is modern, whereas this is a little more classic. But I don't dislike either of them. They both just look like campers to me. So whether you're looking for grays or browns, I guess we got a little bit of both here right now. So take care, stay safe, have fun. Happy camping, everyone. And remember, we don't do hidden fees, but we do everything else, whether it's hitching pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between.